"I'm too good for your mediocre life," she boasted. So I agreed and disappeared overnight. Now her better life crumbled, and she's humiliated begging back. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Hey Reddit, I never thought I'd be posting here, but after everything that's happened, I need to get this off my chest. Maybe it'll help someone else spot the red flags earlier than I did. I'm 32, and for the last 5 years, I've been married to Mia, who's 30. We met in college, back when things felt simple and full of promise. I was studying business. She was into graphic design, and we bonded over late-night study sessions and cheap pizza dates. I thought we were building a life together, one based on trust, support, and all that stuff you hear about in vows. From the start, I was the steady one. After graduation, I landed a solid job in project management at a mid-sized firm. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid the bills and gave us stability. Mia, on the other hand, struggled a bit. Her freelance design work was spotty, and there were months where gigs dried up completely. I didn't mind stepping up. I took on extra shifts, cut back on my own hobbies, and even dipped into my savings to help her get certified as a fitness instructor because she said it was her passion. "This will change everything for us," she'd say, eyes lighting up. I believed her. Hell, I encouraged her. I drove her to classes, celebrated her milestones, and when she finally started working at a local gym, I was her biggest cheerleader. But looking back, that's when the cracks started showing. Mia got obsessed with the gym life, the influencers, the perfect bodies, the hustle culture vibes. She'd scroll through social media for hours, liking posts about luxury vacations and ripped abs. At first, it was harmless. Then it turned into comparisons. "Why don't we travel more like these couples?" she'd ask, even though we were saving for a house. Or, "You should come to the gym with me. Get that energy up." I'd laugh it off, but it stung. I wasn't out of shape. I just preferred hiking or reading over deadlifts. Still, I tried. I joined her for a few sessions, but it wasn't my thing. Then came Jake. He was her trainer at the gym, a tall, tattooed guy in his late 20s with that perpetual smirk and a feed full of shirtless selfies. Mia started mentioning him casually at first. "Jake says I have great form. Jake recommended this protein shake." I didn't think much of it until her phone started buzzing late at night, and she'd angle the screen away from me. One evening, I glanced over and saw a message pop up. "Can't wait for our session tomorrow," winking-faced. My gut twisted, but I didn't confront her. I trusted her, or at least I wanted to. The betrayal hit its peak about 6 months ago. I'd come home from a long day at work, ready to unwind with takeout and a movie like we used to. Mia was already there, dressed up, makeup on point. She sat me down on the couch, her expression a mix of excitement and pity. "David, we need to talk," she said. But before we even got into it, my phone lit up with notifications. Friends texting, "Dude, you okay?" Saw Mia's post, "What's going on?" I opened social media, and there it was. Mia had posted a selfie with Jake, arms around each other in front of the gym mirror. The caption read, "Finally stepping into the life I deserve. No more settling for mediocre. Jake gets my vibe, ambitious, exciting, real. To anyone holding back, upgrade or get left behind. Flexed biceps sparkles, hashtag new chapter, hashtag better than ever." She'd tagged him, and the comments were flooding in. Her friends, "Yas queen, you deserve this. So happy for you." Even some mutuals liked it. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. This wasn't just cheating, it was a public execution of our marriage. She'd turned our private life into a viral spectacle, painting me as the boring loser she was escaping. I scrolled through the post, my hands shaking. There were over 200 likes already, and Jake had commented, "Proud to be your upgrade, babe. Let's crush it." I looked up at Mia, who was watching me with that smug little smile, like she'd just won some game I didn't know we were playing. The hurt washed over me in waves. Years of sacrifices, anniversaries I'd planned down to the detail, the way I'd held her through her lows, all reduced to mediocre. It was outrageous, the kind of betrayal that makes you question everything. How'd I miss this? Was I really that blind? But in that moment, something shifted. I didn't yell or beg. I just sat there, processing the unfairness of it all. The confusion lingered. Had I really been holding her back? But no, I realized. This was on her. Her entitlement, her need for validation from strangers online. I took a deep breath and looked her in the eye. We were still on the couch, the takeout growing cold on the coffee table. Mia crossed her arms, leaning back like she was about to deliver a TED Talk on why she was justified in blowing up our life. "David, let's be real," she started, her voice dripping with that condescending tone she'd picked up from her gym crowd. "I've been feeling this for a while. You're comfortable, safe, but I'm too good for that now. I've grown. Jake pushes me, challenges me. He's ambitious. He's got plans for his own fitness brand, travels to competitions. What do? Punch a clock at that boring office job? We never do anything exciting. No spontaneous trips, no big risks. I deserve someone who matches my energy." I stared at her, the words hitting like slaps. "So this is it. You're leaving for him?" She laughed, a short, sharp bark that made my skin crawl. "Leaving? I've already left in my mind. We've been seeing each other for months. It started innocent, just training sessions, but then, sparks. Real passion. You wouldn't understand. You're content with mediocre, streaming shows, saving pennies for some suburban dream house. Jake and I, we're building an empire. And honestly, David, you'll thank me later. This wakes you up. Maybe you'll finally step up your game." "Months," I echoed, keeping my voice even. Inside, the confusion boiled. How had I not seen the late nights, the new outfits? But I didn't let it show. "Yeah, months," she said, rolling her eyes. "Don't act surprised. I tried hinting, telling you to join the gym, spice things up. But you ignored it. This is on you too. Anyway, I'm moving in with Jake tomorrow. He's got this amazing loft downtown. Way better than this cramped apartment. You can keep the place. I don't need reminders of the old me." Her logic twisted like a pretzel. She was framing her betrayal as my fault, as if cheating was a natural response to my mediocrity. No apology, no remorse, just smug justification. "And the post?" I asked quietly. "Why make it public like that?" She shrugged, smirking. "Had to rip the Band-Aid off. Plus, it's empowering. Shows other women they don't have to settle. My followers love it. Already getting DMs about collabs. This is my brand now. Unapologetic glow up." I nodded slowly, standing up. "If that's how you feel, okay." No tears, no pleading. I walked to the bedroom and started pulling out my suitcase from under the bed. "What are you doing?" she asked, following me, her smugness faltering just a bit. "Packing," I said simply. "You said you're moving out tomorrow. I'll make it easier. I'll go tonight." She blinked, caught off guard. "Tonight? Where?" "You don't have anywhere. I'll figure it out." I folded shirts methodically, my mind racing but my hands steady. She stood there, arms crossed, watching like it was some reality show twist. "Fine, whatever," she huffed finally. "Makes sense. You were always the practical one. Just don't make a scene with our friends. Tell them it was mutual." I didn't respond. By midnight, I'd loaded my car with essentials, clothes, laptop, a few books. She didn't even say goodbye. She was already texting Jake, giggling at whatever he sent. I drove off into the night, the city's lights blurring through the windshield. No dramatic exit speech, just quiet detachment. That first night was rough. I crashed at a cheap motel on the outskirts of town, staring at the stained ceiling, replaying everything. The hurt sat heavy in my chest, the way she dismissed our life, our memories. Flashback to our 3rd anniversary. I'd surprised her with a weekend getaway to a cabin, complete with her favorite wine and a playlist of our songs. She'd cried happy tears then, saying I was her rock. Now, that rock was mediocre. The unfairness gnawed at me. I'd given up promotions to be home more, supported her dreams while shelving some of mine. And for what? To be publicly trashed? But I didn't wallow long. The next morning, I blocked her on everything: phone, socials, email. No point in torture scrolling her glow-up posts. I drove a few hours to a smaller town where an old college buddy had offered me a couch before. It was temporary, but it gave me space to breathe. For the first week, I just existed. Walked aimlessly, journaled my thoughts. The confusion lingered. Was I really boring? Did I deserve this? Therapy helped. Found a counselor online, cheap sessions that unpacked the manipulation I'd missed. Mia hadn't just cheated. She'd gaslit me into thinking her unhappiness was my failure. Slowly, I started rebuilding. Filed for divorce quietly through a lawyer. No drama, just paperwork. I quit my job and cashed in some savings to start a small online consulting business from my laptop. Turns out, my boring project management skills were in demand for remote clients. I rented a modest house in the new town, nothing fancy, but with a backyard for grilling and a home office. Picked up hiking again, joined a local book club. For the first time in years, I was living for me. No more sacrificing for someone else's whims. Months passed in that quiet rhythm. I'd hear snippets about Mia through mutuals who reached out cautiously, mostly to check on me, but slipping in updates. At first, it was all sunshine. Her posts with Jake, hashtagging #powercouple, beach trips I couldn't afford. I didn't engage, just nodded and changed the subject. But then the rumors shifted. Jake wasn't who he seemed. Whispers of him borrowing money from clients, shady investments. I ignored it, focusing on my growth. My business picked up. I landed a big contract, bought some nice furniture. The silence from her side was golden, until it wasn't. One evening, about 4 months post-split, my phone buzzed with an unknown number. I answered out of curiosity. "David? It's Mia." Her voice was tentative, not the smug tone I remembered. I paused, then said flatly, "What do you want?" I didn't hang up right away. Part of me was curious. How had she gotten my new number? Probably from a mutual friend. But mostly, I felt nothing. No anger, no pity, just detachment. "David, thank God you answered," she rushed out, her words tumbling over each other. "I've been trying to reach you. Look, I know I messed up. That post, it was stupid. I was caught up in the hype. Jake seemed perfect, but things aren't what I thought. Can we talk? Maybe meet up? I miss us." I leaned back in my chair, staring out at the backyard I'd turned into a little oasis with some planters and a fire pit. "Miss us? Mia, you made it clear there was no us. You upgraded, remember?" She sighed, that dramatic one she used when she wanted sympathy. "I was wrong, okay? Jake, he's not ambitious like I thought. He borrowed money for his brand, our savings, actually, and now he's ghosting me. Won't answer calls. I think he was scamming people at the gym too. The manager fired him last week after complaints. And me? I'm stuck with the fallout. Friends are distancing themselves because of the drama. That post backfired big time. People are calling me out in the comments now. I'm broke, David. Living off credit cards in a crappy studio. I need help." There it was, the karma I'd heard whispers about. Turns out Jake wasn't just a trainer. He was a con artist with a trail of jilted clients and bad debts. He'd sweet-talked Mia into investing in his fake fitness app, drained what was left of our joint account. I'd frozen my half early, thank God, and vanished when the heat came. Her reputation at the gym tanked. Clients bailed. Her social media following dropped after the truth leaked. Mutual friends told me she'd become a pariah, isolated and scrambling. It was ironic, almost poetic. She'd chased excitement and ended up with regret. But I didn't gloat. I just let the facts sink in during the silence. "That's rough," I said neutrally, no sympathy in my tone. "But what does that have to do with me? Come on, David. We were married. Doesn't that mean something? I see now you were the stable one. The good guy. Let's fix this." I almost laughed at the hypocrisy. The woman who'd called me mediocre now wanted my stability back. But I kept it calm. "No, Mia. We're done. Divorce papers are filed. Take care." I hung up and blocked the number. That was the start of her unraveling. The downfall wasn't instant. It built like a slow storm. First, the financial hits. Bills piling up, her freelance gigs drying because of the bad press. Then social isolation. Her empowering post turned into a meme of what not to do in relationships. Friends who cheered her on ghosted when she needed loans. It was all so predictable, yet outrageous in its cruelty to her own self. She'd discarded me like trash, and now the universe was handing her the receipt. The attempts didn't stop with that call. Mia escalated, just like I'd half expected. A week later, another unknown number popped up, a text this time. "David, it's me. Please, I need to see you. Jake left me high and dry. I'm sorry for everything. Can we meet for coffee? I promise, no drama." I ignored it. Blocked. But she was persistent. Next came emails to my work address. She must have dug it up somehow. "David, I'm desperate. Lost my job at the gym. Rumors about Jake tainted me too. Living with a friend now, but it's temporary. Remember how you always helped? Let's talk. I know I was cruel, but people change." Still, Radio silence from me. That's when she roped in the toxic crew. First, her best friend Kara called, someone I'd never liked, always egging Mia on with bad advice. Hey David, it's Kara. Mia's a mess right now. You gotta man up and forgive her. She's learned her lesson. Holding a grudge makes you look petty. I kept it brief. Kara, this isn't your business. Tell Mia to stop. Click. Then her brother, Mike, who I'd gotten along with okay, but always sided with her blindly. He left a voicemail. Bro, family here. Mia's crashing at my place, crying every night. That Jake dude screwed her over bad, took thousands. She's sorry, man. Come on, give her a chance. You were good together. The hypocrisy burned. These were the same people who'd liked her post, celebrated her upgrade. Now they were guilting me? I deleted the message without responding. Mia's attempts grew more frantic. Another call from a new number. David, pick up. I know you're ignoring me. This is ridiculous. I said I'm sorry. What more do you want? Grovel? Fine, I'm groveling. Please, I have nowhere else to go. Your stability. I need it. I answered that one, curiosity winning again. Mia, stability? That's what you called mediocre before. Remember? You left for excitement. Her voice cracked, desperation seeping through. I was an idiot. Jake was all flash, no substance. Abusive too, yelling when I questioned the money. Now I'm alone, broke, and yeah, humiliated. Everyone knows. But you were real. Let's start over. I'll delete the post, apologize publicly. The power reversal was stark. She, who'd been so smug, now begging. But her words revealed the same entitlement. No real remorse, just regret for consequences. No starting over, I said firmly. I've moved on. You should too. She paused, then her tone shifted to anger. Moved on? With what? Your boring life. You're probably sitting alone in some dump, regretting letting me go. I was the best thing that happened to you. If you don't help, you'll regret it. I could make things messy with the divorce. There it was, her true colors, lashing out when denied. The manipulation I'd overlooked before. Goodbye, Mia. I hung up, blocked, and noted it for my lawyer. Her friends stopped after that, probably realizing the toxicity. It all culminated about a month later. I'd just wrapped a successful client pitch. My business was booming, pulling in steady income that let me upgrade my setup with a home gym, ironic, right? And even plan a solo trip abroad. Life felt full, free from the weight of her expectations. Then, a knock at my door on a Saturday afternoon. I opened it to find Mia standing there, looking rough, hair messy, clothes rumpled, a duffel bag at her feet. Behind her, Kara lingered by the car, arms crossed like a reluctant bodyguard. Mia's eyes widened at the house, the fresh paint, the garden I'd cultivated, the faint music from my new sound system inside. Visual proof I'd thrived without her. David, she said, voice breaking. I had to come. Found your address from Mike. He got it from your lawyer's papers. Please, hear me out. I'm at rock bottom. Evicted yesterday. Jake's gone for good. Cops are involved now for fraud. I have nothing. But seeing this, you did it. You're successful. Let me in. We can rebuild. I stepped onto the porch, closing the door behind me slightly. No invitation inside. Kara shouted from the car. Yeah, David. Don't be a jerk. She's family. Mia shot her a look, then turned back. Ignore her. David, I was wrong. So wrong. You weren't mediocre. You were everything. Stable, kind. I threw it away for a lie. Please. Her plea hung there, desperate and raw. But I felt nothing. No pull, no lingering care. Just clarity. I chuckled lightly, shaking my head. Wow, Mia. From too good for your mediocre life to showing up uninvited? That's a plot twist even I didn't see coming. But hey, thanks for the comedy gold. Gave me material for my journal. The upgrade that downgraded. Classic. She flushed, eyes narrowing. You're mocking me? After everything. Mocking? Nah, just observing. I said, still calm, a hint of humor in my tone. You wanted excitement, remember? Looks like you got it, in spades. But me? I've built something real here. Clients, travel plans, peace. You're irrelevant now. A chapter closed. Go find your next upgrade. Her face crumpled, then twisted in anger. You'll regret this. I was the spark in your life. I smiled faintly. Spark? More like a fire I had to put out. Goodbye, Mia. Don't come back. I shut the door firmly, locking it. Through the window, I saw her stand there stunned. Kara pulling her away, muttering something unpleasant. That was it. No more contact since. Divorce finalized last week. Clean split. I'm dating casually now. Someone who appreciates the mediocre turned magnificent. Life's good, Reddit. If you're reading this and in a similar spot, walk away with dignity. Karma handles the rest. What do you think? Am I the asshole for laughing it off? Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.